Kevin said that AI was better than Steph
Oh
Curry.
man, I thought you was about to talk about Dak or something, man. Come on,
Uh,
man. Let's go. Let's
you,
go.
you want, we can talk about that if you want.
Nah,
We
let's
ain't
go.
gotta
Let's
do that.
go. Let's
I
go.
know it's your favorite player. I mean,
I'm gonna
tell,
preface this debate after you give the introduction. I'm gonna let
all right,
everybody know. Go ahead.
all right, yeah. So, uh,
This is a good
we in the
Twitter
chat,
poll.
guys. We in the chat, and then we were talking about Steph Curry, I believe, and then Kev said, "Nah, Steph Curry. I don't think he's that dude. He's like behind. He's like right behind Al Iverson." And then the chat went ballistic. Like, what you mean behind? You saying he ain't better than Iverson? No shade on Iverson. We grew up loving Iverson, but Steph Curry is just better in my opinion. And then he said that he would not have led that team to the finals like Al Iverson did, and that's why I disagree. All right, and Tomo is a Cowboy fan. I mean, sorry, he's a Cowboy fan. He's an Iverson fan, so that's his favorite player, all that stuff. All right, so he might sound a little crazy as he started talking. All right, y'all, this is fair warning. But look,
You ain't have to tell them. I was gonna tell them. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can come in the comments, call me crazy. It don't matter. Newport News. Look, Iverson with Virginia's own Allen Iverson. Okay, I'll let you finish what you were saying, Joe. But I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna sound like Shannon Sharp when he be talking about LeBron. It's gonna get ugly in here.
yeah, it's cool,
Mhm.
but this not really for you, Tomo. It's for like the world. All right, it's for the world. Steph Curry is better than Iverson. Iverson, I
Woo.
love you, man. You a great player, awesome. But Steph Curry is better. People now, obviously, Steph Curry is not. Oh yeah, Blaze too. I see Kev. I can deal with Kev. Kev said himself, "I'm not a basketball dude." He said at the end of the chat, I'm a football dude. So I get him. Blaze, this is your sport, basketball. All right, cut the lights off. It's like,
Soon as he said
all
it,
right.
look, Iverson not playing with y'all. Get y'all out of here.
So look, yeah, Blaze, man. I was very disappointed in Blaze, and for that comment, Blaze.
My guy, you in the doghouse.
All right, so Steph Curry could definitely lead that Sixers team to the finals. Now, here's the thing about that finals run, Tomo, and correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody was really impressed that he made it to the finals. We were impressed that he made it to the finals and beat the Lakers at first game. After he beat LA that first game, that's when he really got his respect because that LA team went 12-0 in that playoffs until they ran into Allen Iverson, and he served them their first L in that playoff, even though they beat the next three games. So that's why it gets overhyped. It's not the fact that he made it to the finals; it's the fact that he took a game off the Lakers. That was incredible. People talk about game one more than they talk about him making it to the finals. They didn't even win the series, but yet they talk about that game more than anything else. So Steph Curry against Indiana, well, Reggie Miller's your best player. People will say Jameer O'Neal was me and J-Mo had this conversation. I'm saying all J-Mo points. Jameer O'Neal, right? Jameer O'Neal was a quote unquote second best player. No, he wasn't. He only averaged 9 points a game. The second best player was Jalen Rose. All right, you can put the numbers for me because I don't know by heart. It was Jalen Rose, right? Jalen Rose averaged, I think, around like 15. Same thing as Aaron McKee was averaging. And don't forget, Allen Iverson, like one thing that Kevin said in the chat, he said that Steph Curry has a perfect team around him. So we're not going to believe that Allen Iverson had a perfect team around him?
No.
Back then, right, especially if you're in the East, avoiding the Lakers, it wasn't a lot of high power offenses in the East. So back then, you need your score, and it was really more focused on defense. Did y'all know that Allen Iverson had a defensive player of the year that year? All right. So the Kim will tell me was the defensive player of the year. They got all these defensive players around Allen Iverson, and all he was asked to do was score. That's the type of player he was. They put players around him that complimented him. He wasn't a great defender. He told people that. All he wanted to do was score the ball. And that team fit him. And who they go against? They go against Reggie Miller. Okay. Reggie Miller. I think Steph Curry would give Reggie Miller the business. If Reggie Miller is averaging 27 points back then, Steph Curry gonna probably average 35. Just let you know, because he's a better shooter, better ball handler, can create his own shot and everything. Also, The second round went against Vince Carter. Vince Carter's second best player was who? Uh, uh, who's the second best player? Probably.
Give
I think
me.
I'm not sure who they have. I forgot who they had. I think it was Davis. Probably
Yeah,
Davis, big man.
well,
All right.
I
And
got
then
you.
against in the Eastern Conference Finals, you got Ray Allen, and then you had Glenn Robinson. Glenn Robinson averaged 19 that series, right? But I'm honestly not even mad at the points they made. I disagree. Yeah. I mean, see the difference what everybody was trying to make with the Iverson Steph Curry comparison was Iverson is a dog. So Iverson had the personality to lead that team to the finals. But here's the thing. Steph Curry never been in a situation when he had a lead like just straight scoring. So we can't just automatically say he can't do it. I think he could. I think Steph Curry is a great scorer. I think if you like I said in the chat, if you put him on Houston and take out James Harden, Steph Curry would have the same numbers for real. He would average probably 10 assists a game, and he'll probably if Steve Nash can put up numbers like that, Steph Curry go crazy. I think he would average like 32, 33 points a game, average a 10, 11 assists in a Dan 20 system. Playing with the usage rate very high. So Steph Curry is a better ball player than Allen Iverson. And also another thing they said was that Steph Curry wouldn't probably survive the playoff because it was tough back then. That was the 2000s. That was not the 80s. I don't know why people try to hype it up like the 2000s was so much physical today basketball. Now, granted, today they got all these flagrants that would get you kicked out, all that stuff. But it was ticky tack fouls back then. The 80s was really the rough route of the ball. And don't forget, Allen Iverson was 6 foot. He was much smaller than Steph Curry. So if Allen Iverson can make it through that, so can Steph Curry. So, Allen Iverson a tough dude, I get you. But Allen Iverson was a small dude playing against Shaq and stuff like that. So I'm going to say Steph Curry definitely would have led that team to the finals or led a team to the finals. All right. And my last point is this. All right. Draymond gets so much credit. I get it. He's a great defender, just like Draymond. It's just like Dikembe Mutombo. Are we gonna say Dikembe Mutombo ain't a better defender? Who a better defender, Draymond or Dikembe? It's Dikembe. But Dikembe don't get the love that Draymond gets because he didn't win. He didn't win. The reason why Draymond gets the love he gets because they won championships. And they won championships because Steph Curry is that guy. Without Steph Curry, Draymond not winning, Clay not winning, nobody's winning over there. Steph Curry's the heart and soul of that team and everything. So Steph Curry definitely would have went past there. And forget that run. Steph Curry is just a better player, period. Let's just talk about that. He's a better player, better shooter, better ball. Well, I'm not going to say better ball handler because compared, probably is better ball handler on the same level, but definitely a better shooter. He's way more efficient than Allen Iverson. He's a better passer than Allen Iverson, probably, right? Better rebounding than Allen Iverson, better everything. Only thing Iverson got over him is that he is a dog. I ain't gonna like he'll go smack at you. So that's all I got.
You need to quit it, Skip. You need to quit it right now. But I'm gonna read that wrap this roster off to you. So they had Mark Jackson, Chris Childs, Muggsy Bogues, Alvin Williams, Morris Peterson, Dale Curry. He beat the boy father, man. Corliss Williams, Tracy Murray. I can't pronounce that. I don't speak Spanish. Tyrone Corbin, Vince Carter, Jerome Williams, Charles Oakley, Keon Clark, Kevin Willis, Michael Stewart. Probably some other bench players. Antonio Davis. All right.
Antonio Davis, yeah.
So that was Iverson versus Dale Curry, Vince Carter,
Oh my god. Okay.
and my
How
man
much did
Mark
Dale Curry
Jackson.
average that series?
Look, man, I don't got time for all that.
He,
I
he,
had the
he,
roster.
what you doing? You fooling the public. You're naming people that we know about, and you make it seem like they're great people.
They are. So hold on. This is why this debate is funny to me. You know why? Because if we were having a LeBron Jordan debate, you know what? They're okay players. I'll give you that. Because if this was the LeBron Jordan debate, when I bring up the talent, everybody be like, "What you mean? You
No,
can't do that."
but the
So it's the
debate
same
is
thing.
can Steph Curry beat this team? That's
Yeah.
the
No, no,
debate is
no.
that's
Can
the
he beat
debate.
that
Debate is
team?
can he lead them to the final? Can he
Hold on,
beat the
hold on.
same teams?
No, but your point was he didn't really go up against that much talent.
That's what I'm saying. Steph could have got past that. That's all I was saying.
I don't think they would have had that record the way it is.
What record?
Because
What do you mean?
what I'm trying to understand is when y'all say this about Steph over Iverson, like what are y'all is it the shooting? that's getting y'all there? Because
So look, it's everything,
is it the
everything,
threes? Is it the
everything,
defense? Like
everything,
he don't really play
everything.
that much defense.
So Iverson told y'all he don't play defense. It's everything. Steph Curry
He
play
also
more
told
defense
you he
than
didn't go to
Iverson.
practice, but
Steph, like everything is better than Iverson. Steph will kill instinct. That's it.
okay. So
Everything is better.
early in the argument, you said they that playoff run wasn't really expected. And it damn sure was. That was one of the respected playoff runs because for one, once he got past the Pacers,
I didn't say that, but go ahead.
okay, what was your words? I don't want. I don't want.
Yeah, I was saying that we talk about that run more so because he beat LA the first game, not more so because he came. Nobody never we all like whenever they show highlights of that run, there's always that game one when he dropped 40-some points and beat LA.
Yep.
Nobody even know LA won unless you lived through those days.
Well,
These
look.
kids these days probably don't know that LA won.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. That playoff series was the reason I watched basketball today. I'm gonna tell you straight like that. I watched every single one of those games in that series. I don't remember vividly, but I do remember that Toronto Raptors series where
Yeah.
it came down to that last game, and it was like that last 2 minutes, and him and Vince Carter was going back and forth. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
else touched the ball. Them two went back and forth, and it was up to Iverson to go win that. Then the reason why the Lakers overshadows that whole playoff run in some people's eyes is because one, it was Shaq and Kobe. Two, the whole world said the 76ers, one, should not be here. That's the first reason. They should not be here, and they won't win a game. That's exactly what everyone said. Those were their words. They will not win a game. And that's why Iverson went off like that. And Tyronn Lue, another reason why is because he stepped over Tyronn Lue, who thought he was doing something. I didn't like Tyronn Lue because of that. So let everyone know. Let me bring it back here. I'm an Iverson fan. So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care what stats you bring up. I don't care what highlights you talk about. I don't care about no 50-foot 3-point shots that you showed me from Steph Curry. He couldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. And he beat the boy daddy. I'm sorry. He showed Dale Curry what it is to be. Okay. So the same things y'all say about Jordan, it should be the same things you say about Iverson as far as this man being an idol for Steph Curry. Because 9 times out of 10, half of his game was molded off of that guy. Nobody was crossing people up the way it was. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was going in the land of like 7-footers and still trying to get layups off. He was doing layups. It wasn't like he was going in with 7-footers and trying to dunk. He was still doing finesse stuff. So a little bit of like half the players that you kids love and know today, the Steph Currys, the Kyrie Irvings, a little bit of Dwayne Wade, because Dwayne Wade said he got a little patent move from him too. They all molded most of their game from this guy. That finishing at the rim ability, amazing. Chef's kiss. Now, what I'm trying to tell you all is I believe that Steph probably would have made a good playoff run. However, I don't think he's making the finals with that team, bro. I'm sorry. You can tell me he probably would have lost to the Raptors.
Because of Vince Carter?
No, the team around him. The Dales, the Marks, the Oakleys, Chris Childs. Like, come on, bro. There was defensive players there.
Bro, Sixers had a #1 defense in the NBA. You know, right? They had #1 defense with the defensive player of the year. Y'all felt it real like see, y'all painted like Iverson literally threw everybody on his back and carried them to the finals.
He did.
But they had a #1 defense. That means a lot in the playoffs.
So if that's the case, they should have been blowing teams out then, Joe.
I'm not look, I'm not
That's not the kind of, that's not the way the game was back then. That's different.
Yeah, but look,
It was
I'm
like
not
that.
No.
If it was
so
like that now,
I
then
can
you have
stop
a
you
point.
every time you touch the ball.
I'm not trying to discredit Iverson. I'm just trying to tell you Steph could have done it too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you put great defensive players around Steph Curry when he don't have to worry about playing defense and all he can focus on is scoring the basketball, and you telling me he can't lead that team to an NBA championship against Reggie Miller, Vince Carter, and Ray Allen?
That's been most of his career though.
You said what?
Most of his career has been around good defensive players.
Who? Steph Curry?
Yes.
Yeah. Jamal Green was a good defensive player.
And Klay Thompson before the ACL.
No, and he's been
and
winning.
Harrison Barnes.
I understand that, and he's been winning. But my thing is, he never had a role when all he had to focus on was score the
I know what you about to say,
basketball.
Dave.
That's all I'm saying.
I know what you about to say.
Cool.
No, Dave. So he can like, so how could he not have done it with the 76ers? Because they didn't have another person that was going to give him another 30 points.
He wouldn't need it. If Iverson didn't need it, what makes you think he needs it?
I'm sorry, the mentality.
That's
All
why
right,
I'm
so let's go
confused
there.
at.
The mentality alone, I don't think Steph Curry would have handled it. I'm sorry. I don't care about physicality. The
To
mentality,
get
bro.
there, to get to the finals. Not we ain't talking
Sorry,
about
bro.
winning. We talking about getting past Vince Carter, Ray Allen, and Reggie Miller.
I
Steph
don't see
Curry,
it, bro.
All
the greatest,
players he's
the
better
second
than. He
greatest
doesn't
point
have the
guard in
mentality to
history.
beat them.
I don't see it, bro. I'm sorry.
So, Tom, for real though, like you already told us that nothing we say. So, it's like we talking to the raw behind.
I'm gonna let you. Yeah, I'm gonna let you think. I don't see it, bro. I'm sorry.
All right.
Because
Oh,
and another reason why I'm adding to that, another reason because he couldn't win that one game in the finals.
Okay. Did he win
So
against Boston
imagine
last
that
year?
for 3 series.
Okay, look against Boston last year. Did he have to be mentally tough to win that series?
Yeah, he did. But he had
So
a chip on his shoulder though.
They obviously did too. What are you talking about? I was at a chip his whole
But
career.
he still had Clay. Y'all acting
Oh,
like that's
Clay
not a
was
difference.
terrible in the finals. Don't give me
And
Clay last
and
year.
Draymond wasn't there.
Draymond was terrible in the finals. I'm sorry, yeah, he was terrible.
Who else was on the
Like he
team, bro?
was
So he
terrible in
scored
the
all
finals
the
last
points.
year.
Y'all telling me he scored all the points?
Who? No, did you tell me that I was scoring the points? Aaron McKee.
Yeah, basically.
Let's put the numbers. You know, Aaron McKee averaged 15. Let's go to Steph Curry now. All right, Aaron McKee averaged 15. Let me go. Austin.
No. Stats. Boom, boom,
We put on
boom.
stats live on the show. Come on, Tom.
Where you going with it?
Draymond played terrible that series, bro. He had some good moments, good games, but he was overall, especially in Boston, he was bad.
Aaron McKee averaged 14.6. The
In
next
what?
points in the playoffs. The
We
next
going the whole playoffs.
I mean, the next highest score was 13.9, and that was Dikembe Mutombo. After that, Eric Snow, 9.3. Tyrone Hill, 7.2.
Okay, hold on quick. Okay, see, like now, if I show you the Warriors, it's gonna say 4 people in double figures. You say, see, yeah, help. But I want you to look at how much the Warriors opponents average and how much their Phillies opponents average.
So we breaking this down. No, we're breaking it down. You said we're doing by play, like we did last night. You know, we behind the scenes we had another debate off there, so we could do it just like we did last night. We're gonna do average per playoff, the whole playoffs on the team. Then you can go with your argument.
Look at this, Tombo. The Raptors, when him and Iverson's going out, they were dropping 50 back and forth, right? Throughout the whole 7 games, only 3 times a team went over 100 points. So having 2 double-digit scores is huge back then. When I look at the Warriors against Boston Celtics, every single game was over 100 points. Each team except for like 3 games. Every 3 games, it was one team and go. So you're gonna have more people averaging more points because the pace is much faster right now and everything. So my point is having 2 double-digit scores. The Dikembe Mutombo averaging, you say he averaged 14? That's legit for the Dikembe, a defensive player of the year. So that's all I'm saying. So I look at the Warriors when they play the Celtics. You said Aaron McKee averaged
14.6. We can say 15.
15, right?
Yeah, we can round up. We can go 15.
So Andrew Wiggins averaged, I'm gonna go to the playoffs. Andrew Wiggins averaged 18. Then you had Klay Thomas averaged 17, but Klay shot 35% from the field. He was jacking like crazy. And then you had Jordan Poole averaged 13. The next person averaged, what's this? Next person averaged 6. I'm sorry, 7 and 6. We saw what that Celtics team did to KD and Kyrie. We saw what that Celtics team did against Giannis. We saw what that Celtics team did against Miami. They were so physical throughout the whole playoffs. They was comparing that Boston team to the Pistons, bro. That's how physical they were. People were saying this is the most physical team we've seen since the Detroit Pistons. And Steph Curry had his best NBA Finals against that very team. And he had an iconic game when he went in Boston and lit them up and won a series. Come on, bro. You telling me that Steph Curry can't go to the finals in that Eastern Conference back then?
Sorry, man. You just named like 4 people in double digits, bro. You're 4 compared to my 2.
Oh my
But
god.
it's because of the errors, though, Tomo. I don't think that's what you're getting. It's because of the errors, and this
How about
era is
this?
more fast.
So we seen it. So essentially,
Hold on, listen. This era is much more fast paced, so it requires that because everyone's scoring and defenses are not necessarily the same. Yes, we have some good defensive teams this year, or throughout these times, like he said, Boston, Miami, Golden State has been one of those good defensive teams. But just the thing, just because of his mentality alone that he wasn't able to do it, and he did that in the finals this year, that kind of that
Hey,
hinders the
Tomo.
argument.
Hey,
no,
Tomo,
it
real quick.
doesn't.
Can I
It
jump
doesn't
this?
though because
Tomo.
Steph Curry just this year
Okay.
finally
Tomo.
became the player that y'all want him to be.
Okay.
It
How about
took
this,
him like
Tomo?
8 years.
How
Iverson
about this,
came in the
Tomo?
league with this mental. All right, bro, y'all
I'm
got it.
gonna get y'all right here. I'm gonna get you right here because y'all get
All right.
about the finals. The
I'm
question
talking
is,
about
can
the
he get to
overall
the finals?
career.
The question is, can he get to the finals? Name a time he shrunk before the finals.
Steph,
Yes. Name a time he shrunk before the finals.
bro, why was they down 3-1 to OKC?
Did they come back and win?
You said name a time. I gave you a
He shrunk. I said
situation.
shrunk. That's a shrunk mean you shrink and you lose out like LeBron. No shade to LeBron. Like 2011 LeBron or Steph Curry
That's the
2016.
finals. You said before the
20.
finals.
No, I'm giving you an example of shrinking. Like you play bad for the whole series and y'all lose. Name a time when Steph Curry shrunk on the way to the final. Can you talking about some of the finals right here? We talking about him getting to the finals. That's all we talking about.
So
He
that's
never
casual debate.
he,
You can
he
do
had
that
all
with him.
time great performances in the playoffs.
You can do
All
that with
time
him.
great performances.
If you talking about once they got to the big game, he definitely flat out disappeared a few times.
No, I'm talking about the games before the finals. The first round, second round, third round.
The
When has Steph
Rockets,
Curry shrunk?
it was a few games in that Rocket series where he went MIA.
I'm not talking about a series. We're talking about Steph Curry leading a team to the finals.
Bro, if you have the help that he has, right? You can have those 2 games where you mentally disappear because because Clay will pick up and drop 30 easy. If you having an off night, Clay will get you that 30 that you need. Aaron McKee was not going to get Iverson that 30 that he need, and even if Steph was on that team, Aaron McKee was not going to pick up for it. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
You
I'm
still answer my
sorry.
question, Tomo. When has Steph
I
Curry
just
shrunk?
gave you 3 moments, and you said, and then you want to move the goalpost a little bit more. I gave you the 3 moments, and I gave you the reason why he has the ability to do it.
What 3
It could
moments
be
you talk about?
overshadowed
What 3
when
moments
they
you
went
talking
up
about?
against the Rockets that year, and they almost lost until Chris Paul got hurt.
What? Okay, hold on. Did Steph Curry shrink though? And then did Allen Iverson play any team in that Eastern Conference as good as that James Harden team? You want to talk about Steph Curry's talent? Name a team that Steph Curry played against that was worse than any team that I'm sorry, that was weird. Worse. Sorry. Every team
Equal
that Steph
talent.
Curry played in the playoffs was better than every single team that Allen Iverson played in that run. Every single team he ever played in the playoffs was better than every single team that Allen Iverson played in that run. So you can't fault that man for having some help. He had played against better talent. That's why I never talk about LeBron's help because he played against more talent. I get it. He gonna need more help. I never talk about that. So Steph Curry got to go against James Harden. Name of James Harden that Allen Iverson had to go through.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller.
I said I'm on a Stone
Come
Cold.
on.
So yeah, so
Reggie Miller?
all right, I'm not gonna give you my bad. Vince Carter was the James Harden of that era.
He
All
wasn't
right.
either.
He was dunking like, oh man, I almost cussed.
He said, "Who? Reggie Miller is dunking."
I said Vince. I said Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That was
Vince
equal
was
of
nice.
talent back then, Dave. Don't
but
do that.
I
Don't do
guess.
that.
that Houston team was better than that Toronto team, bro.
Where the
That
old
Houston team
people
was
at,
better
man?
than
I need some old heads to show up, bro.
yeah.
They got the VH1 test. They got the VH1.
I buy it. So all I'm saying is, y'all always say he like Kevo keeps saying I seen Steph Curry freeze up. You talking about the finals, which is only one time for real.
That playoff series, he definitely froze up. You're
Against
not
who?
remembering it because it was overshadowed. I just told you that Rocket series. They literally, like, the Rockets almost won that last game, and then for some dumb reason they just kept shooting threes. They were up by like what? I think they was up by like 12 or 15 points going into the fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just started shooting threes for no apparent reason. Had no reason to do that. They like gave them the game.
Was that 2019? That was 2019. All right, look. What time was it? 7:53. Okay, we on that time. All right, so look. Steph Curry. I can't go on game by game stats. Dang. But you give me I man had to dig deep into the archive. That
No, you
like
asked the question and I gave
okay,
you
okay,
your
okay,
answer.
yeah. But he, like okay, but we're talking about we're talking about Allen Iverson one playoff run. All right, one
But
playoff run. Right. Steph Curry had a playoff run when he got hurt. Didn't make it to the finals, but they probably would have beat San Antonio, who was they were the underdogs if he never got hurt. But he didn't shrink. This first NBA finals run, right? When they beat LeBron the first time, he ain't shrink not one time throughout that series. And he carried them throughout that whole playoff. And then the year that 2016, when he got hurt and came back, he also carried them again. Clay had one game in OKC when he dropped like 37. I think he had 40. One game in OKC, which is crucial, but Steph also had 30. Game 7, Steph, how you not be mentally tough? Game 7, and you dropped 37 points to close the game out when y'all were down by double digits in the second half. So, like, Steph Curry shows up all the time. He had that one playoff finals in 2016 that he didn't show off, and people try to blame the Raptors series. I mean, that team was terrible against a really good Raptors team. So, all I'm saying is Steph Curry does not shrink up to the playoffs. Y'all forgot about Portland. When he came into Portland, they were losing. This is my last thing I'm going to say. Tell me to say mentally tough, Tomo. They go against Portland, right? And this is why that 2016 team is fraud. It's not really that good with Steph Curry. Steph Curry gets hurt. He don't play game 1. He don't play game 1. They lose. I think they won. And then they don't play game 2. They lose, right? It's game 3 in Portland.
nah, J-Mo, he did.
You don't start. They said, Steph Curry, you're not starting. You're on a minute restriction, 20-some minutes. Sean Livingston is going to start. Sean Livingston start. They down by like 14 easily. Sean Livingston get his first ejection in his career. So it forced Steph Curry to play the full game. This dude ain't make not 1-3 the whole first half. And guess what he did, David? Went crazy in the fourth quarter. He made not 1-3 the fourth quarter. And then he broke the all-time overtime scoring record that game and won him the game. And that eventually won him the series. That Steph Curry carried that 2016 team. That 2016 was not that great as everybody keeps putting them to be. They were not. So, yeah, he have a 25 series time I was talking about.
Bro,
Man,
y'all can say all that. Y'all saying all that. My man asked me one question. I gave him 2 games. Now y'all want to bring up his average
I didn't
for the
say
whole
games
series.
though. You want me?
You said name a time
I
when
said a
he shrunk.
series, Tomo. I said a series.
But it could.
All right.
So look at this. Listen to me 1 second.
Go ahead.
We're a unit on this team, on this show, right? If I'm
Mhm.
having an off day, you two can pick up where I slack off, right? If one of y'all is having an off, that's what makes the team a team. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Joe. So if for me and Dave just got here, so for like almost a year, for 2 years, you was holding this down by yourself. You was just doing your thing. Now you can have an off night, but because me and Dave are here, it will overshadow that off night. No one will really notice it unless they're like really focusing in on you. That's all I'm saying. So he had them 2 moments. Steph and them picked it up. That's what I mean by help. I understand.
How about this? I got you right here, Tomo.
I'm not.
I got you right here. Game 7. I'm not get you. Allen Iverson gets Toronto. Game 7. Iverson didn't even lead the team in scoring that game. Aaron McKee did. And game 7.
I knew you were gonna do that.
No. You want to point a game. You pointed a game. I gave you a game 7.
I'm telling you right
in the second round against the Raptors. Aaron McKee was the leading scorer that game, not Allen Iverson. They won.
I'm looking right
so
at the
somebody on his team did step up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all making it seem like Allen Iverson threw everybody in his back and he dropped 50 every game. Like that.
I'm about to tell you what happened because I knew somebody was gonna say that, and I seen J-Mo said it too. That's why I said no, he didn't, bro. Because he had 22. He had 22 all the way up into that third quarter. Iverson took over in the fourth.
But he had help.
That's never took over in that moment.
Okay, that OKC game you talking about. The OKC was, remember, OKC, Klay Thompson stepped up, right? When he hit like 11 threes that game. That game 6, that crucial game 6. Steph Curry took over the fourth quarter. And he hit the game 7 bucket to go to game 7.
So at the end of the day,
it's probably like you can't
at the end of the day, it's a push. You can't say Steph is better than Iverson. They the same.
See, Tom, you're thinking I'm discrediting Iverson. You're discrediting Steph Curry.
No.
That's what you're. Look, I never said Iverson is bad. I said Steph Curry could have did that too.
I said he's better than Iverson.
But no. And you also told me you think Steph Curry couldn't make it to the finals with that team. That's what you said.
Because he's not better than Iverson to me.
See, you don't. See? All right, we're not going nowhere. All right, this is very entertaining, y'all. Very entertaining, but Steph was better, bro. I'm sorry, Steph was better.
You see what I'm saying? So that's discrediting Iverson.
It's not. I mean, I
It
got
is.
facts to
It's
prove
two
that he's
things in
better,
the
though.
same. By you
I have
saying he's better, you're telling the other man that he's not.
I have facts
good.
to prove that Steph Curry is better. All y'all have is what ifs.
Ain't no
Steph
what
wouldn't
ifs.
have done it. Tell
Ain't
me
no
something
what
that
ifs. We
happened that
told you
proved
why
that
he's
Iverson is
better.
better than Steph,
We
huh?
told you why he's better. You came over here
Why?
with your numbers.
But why is he
Because
better though?
because he literally led a team by himself.
So Steph Curry
That's
never had an opportunity. So because he never had an opportunity,
He did
Jordan never
have the
led a team by
opportunity. Clay
himself to the
wasn't there
finals
the whole
without him.
time.
You said what?
Clay wasn't there the whole time. He had an
Clay was
opportunity.
came in year 2, I think. Steph Curry in year 2 or 3. And don't forget, Monte Ellis was there when he got there. His career went a little different than Iverson. Iverson was the number 1 overall pick. Steph Curry wasn't. Steph Curry came to a team where a guy was already there. Huh?
Hey, stop that nonsense, man. It's because you like the Pistons.
No, he did. I can hear him now. No, he didn't.
Yeah, I heard
And
his
again.
voice.
All right, y'all. I'm over here burning up. I'm over here. I got the heater on for no reason.
uh-huh.
Yeah. It's always me and Tomo. They just always sitting there.
Yeah, I was trying to stop. Y'all want to have
God.
debates in the chat. Nah, matter
Hey.
of fact, hey, how much time we got? Talk about that 49ers defense.
Hey, look, that was gonna be my next question. That's why I said it was the time, 8:00 now. But no, we definitely gonna do this again, bring up stuff in the chat. But look, hey, y'all, this is why you want to be a part of the chat. This is
Yep.
the chat in real life right here. But we do voice memos, all right?
It's a
Voice
push.
recording.
I agree with you, Ken. It's a push at the end of the day because you can never say it will never happen. But at
It's
the end of the day,
I think
it's a
it's only
push.
pushing y'all because y'all not trying to concede. That's it.
Exactly.
Bruh, it's not about
Y'all was being
conceding,
so
bruh.
biased because
I'm
your
trying to
man.
figure out what attributes does Steph Curry have outside of shooting the long range 3 that makes him better than Iverson?
But that's because you're only bringing that up. You're not talking about his entire game, man. That's why
I said
that's why
outside
y'all
of that, what
I got you.
attributes? I'm
He can do
asking.
everything better than Iverson, except for Iverson is more of a dog. Literally. What can Iverson do better than Steph Curry?
Everything.
No, he can't. He don't. Steph is a better defender than Iverson.
Stop it. Stop. We gotta
He
go.
is.
We gotta go.
Why don't you
they
believe
both
that?
hold on. They both led the league in steals once.
That's what I'm saying. Like you probably
They
gonna
both
bring
did
it up.
what?
They both led the league in steals one time.
And it's not a push. Okay.
That's a push.
But that don't make you the best
What
defender.
else?
Iverson said himself, I'm not a
So
great
don't bring up
defender.
Jordan Steals then.
I
When you
brought you on
talking
second.
about
We
him.
doing Italian. That's why we did
I'm talking
Italian.
about as
Yeah.
far as defense, that's what most people say. He was logging people up because he was getting steals.
He also has a defensive player of the year to go with it. To
Man,
go
he
with
was
that.
favored. He was
Only
the
three.
league's favorite,
Only three.
bro. That's like Troy
Only.
Vincent and
Hold
the
up.
Eagles. I don't wanna hear that, man.
Only 3 guards in history have done that. Like, come on, man.
That's because he was favored. Everybody knows that. Everybody
Man.
knows that. We don't bring up politics on the show, but he was favored, bro.
If he was favored, then he would have won it more than one time.
Nobody else could have just.
That's true, right there too.
When
He said nobody what?
when the league, what's his name? When the commissioner calls you and say, "Look, bro, go ahead, take a year off. We got you."
Okay, not see.
Like that's what I'm saying. Y'all want to
arbitrary.
add the whole I want to talk about context, but you don't want to bring in the context.
Oh my god, we talking about impact. Do you want to talk about impact? Steph Curry impacted the game more than Iverson.
Stop it.
He
Stop
really
it.
did.
Stop it.
Look, Iverson impacted the game, but what is everybody doing right now?
What Steph started.
What everybody doing right now? Shooting 20 to 30-foot threes, bro. Everybody's doing that.
I can't do that. I got
All
to
the
go eat.
3-point jump, bro.
I
James
gotta go.
Harden
I
is
have
third,
to
I
go.
think, on an all-time 3-point list because of Steph Curry. Like you got people breaking, like teams are breaking. Every team had recently broke their team 3-point record. Every single team has, because everybody's shooting threes. It's not a knock on Iverson. Steph Curry probably impacted the game more than Jordan too. Look at it. Like look at the league right now, bro. Like everybody's shooting threes. Even got LeBron shooting bombs. Like come on, bro. Steph Curry impacted LeBron James too. Look at all the little kids. All they want to do is be like Steph Curry.
Yeah. Now, if we talking about off the court, Iverson probably has that, but on the court, I think that.
There you
I
go.
think Steph.
Iverson had the influence off the court. like the style
Overall
and
impact,
everything.
bro.
He does.
Overall impact. I'm sorry, you guys, man.
What
You know
impact
what?
is it?
I
Okay,
love
what
y'all, man.
impact did Iverson have on the game?
Bro, the league, they gotta wear suits now because of him, bro. Everybody
That's
in
true.
the
Once again, off
everybody
the court.
literally
Off the court, once
everybody
again.
literally started. Everybody wanted to learn a crossover move, a nice crossover move. At that,
okay.
everybody started growing their hair because of Iverson.
Okay.
Everybody started went. Come on,
Okay, that's all off the court. So who's
He
wearing hair right
started the
now?
crossover
bro. That's
moves,
a
and
bigger
that's
impact. If you could take
Who's wearing their hair right
if you
now?
could take your
Tyler?
appearance on the court and affect a whole generation, bro. What are you talking about? You just talking about because kids shoot threes. Nobody wear Under Armour shoes, bro. Nobody's going to wear Under Armour shoes.
You're talking about style. We disagree with you that he impacts style. We talking about
overall impact. He
basketball.
affected
What
the
part of
entire
basketball?
generation, bro.
Bro,
that's off the court. We just talking about on the court.
You
That's
said
it.
bigger impact. Nobody said on the court until you
I
started
said he
naming stuff.
impacted the game, like the NBA, like how the game is played. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how the game is played. Steph Curry impacted that more than Iverson.
Y'all got it, bro.
He has. Like he has impacted. We're not getting into the comments, y'all. But yeah, it's not all about. We say it's not all about stats, Joe. The all-time greats all vouch for AI. Steph is great, but AI just. And as an all-time greats, who's better, Steph or AI? I promise you, most of them say Steph. Most say Steph. Steph is considered the second best point guard in NBA history.
Carl, you act like Steph out here the glove or something. What are you talking
no one
about?
called. No one said.
I said Carl. I said Carl. I'm answering Carl.
What Carl say?
Y'all act like Iverson was some defensive style, but like Steph was. What are you saying? I tried to end the debate on a calm level and said it's a push because at the end of the day, we would never see it, but yet y'all in here still just blasphemous, just straight up blasphemous. I don't get it. I mean, oh my God.
He got more. He got three scoring titles. Kev. No, he got two.
Kev not helping. Kev not helping.
He got 2 scoring titles, not being a man. If he had the same position as Iverson, oh my gosh, he probably would have had like 4 or 5 scoring titles. If y'all know his first MVP season, he barely played the fourth quarter. He barely played the fourth quarter. If you look at who averaged the most points per 48 minutes, it's probably Steph killing Iverson.
Because he shoot 3. Oh my God, 3 plus 2 is more points, bro.
Huh? I'm talking about. I'm just answering your comments. Answer the comments right here. All right, Steph the poster child. No, see, he don't like Steph because of what he did at your boy Luka last year. Put y'all boys out. Talking about that's why he's sick right now. I'm not. There's another Kevin say about Steph Curry.
Who is this?
He don't even have Steph Curry in his top 5 like period like in this era. He don't have Steph Curry in his top 5. He tripping.
Go check that out.
AI impacted the zone defense. He did, and carry calls. He did. Even though refs are laid back on that now again.
Don't even call Travis.
About that.
That's facts.
Okay, now back to Carl. What Blaze talking about?
I don't know. They must have had a side.
All right. Hey, y'all lead the league in steals 3 times. All right, that's good.
Okay, that's good.
Nobody said Curry defensive star break, Kev, but y'all keep bringing up Iverson defense. Like, yeah, you brought it up, Tombo. You brought up his defense.
You said, what could he do better? I said, play defense better.
But what makes you say that though?
I've seen it.
Bro, Iverson said it so he don't play defense. He said that.
I don't care what he said. I'm telling you what I seen.
What do you see? Who did he lock up?
I can tell you I don't like chicken, but if you catch me at Popeyes, what you gonna say?
Who he lock up? Who he lock up? Name one person he strapped.
Look, man, keep reading.
I can name somebody that
because you seen Steph play last night. I remember all the Iverson stuff, bro. I was 10.
I can tell you somebody that Steph Curry strapped in the series. At least one.
Joe. It was like 10. It was like 5 years ago. I'm telling you stuff from when I was 10. Look where my arguments go.
Real point. All right, let's get. Hold on. I'm trying to get to these comments before we get off. Okay, snap. All right, I seen Curry come out small. All right, Dino.
They gotta come on here.
Hold on. The question is, can Allen Iverson lead them to the finals? Name a time, Blaze, in the comments that Steph Curry came out small in a series before the NBA Finals.
I got a question for you. After you go through the comments, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
So if you put Iverson on this Warriors team, do they have as many championships?
Nope. No. Because he's not an unselfish player like Steph. Steph is a perfect fit for any team. If Steph becomes a free agent today, he will make every single team better. Every single team. no matter where you put him at. He's a KD point guard. KD can go anywhere, perfect fit. Steph is the same way, but probably even a better fit because he's a point guard. So
I don't know.
when Iverson went to Denver, what happened? Imagine Steph Curry played there.
See, Iverson getting that Russell Westbrook treatment, and I don't like it. I don't like it, bro.
He's not. He wants the ball in his hands. He's a
No, that's not true though, bro. That's not true though, because you literally said in every interview, and I'll bring up the interview and I'll drop it in the chat after the show, where he told Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith said it. He was like, "Look, bro, the same thing you just said, Joe, was that he's a ball hog and all of this. This is all the labels he got." Now I see why. Now I see why. Hold on. Now I see what. No. Now I see why Blaze love Russ. I see it because I see the parallels. No, the negative condensation that he gets from the media because of the player. But anyway, story goes 24 seconds on the shot clock. He said, "Look, Steve, I'm the point guard at most times on the team. I bring the ball up, I pass the ball to someone, they pass it to somebody else, and then they pass it back to me. What I'm supposed to do?
Yeah,
down to like 8. I'm gonna shoot. So in your eyes, it's gonna look like I'm a ball hog.
So why he couldn't play with Melo then?
He could.
No, they weren't good together, bro.
No, he could play with Melo. It was when I think when Billups got there, they wanted him to sit on the bench. And he's like, I'm not a bench player.
No, it's not true. They sent him to Detroit for Billups, and Billups made him better.
So no, it was another point guard that got there though. Somebody got there. They wanted Iverson to come off.
No, they wanted Iverson to go to the bench in Detroit, and then he retired.
All right.
So Iverson got traded for Billups, and Billups made that team better. You can't say the same about Steph. You can't trade Steph away and make them better. Man. I'm not trying to kill Iverson. You asked me a question, and I'm answering that.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry. I gotta go back and make sure my facts is right about that. I remember them saying that too in Denver. That's why he got upset because J.R. Smith and all of them was on that team. That was the young J.R. Smith.
Yeah. I'm going to look at one more thing, and I'm done. All right, so look. But I want some. This is this season? Hold on. All right, here, career. All right, I want to put some context on this. So Iverson, right? His defensive rating is 105. And Steph says 107, right? So you would think that, oh my God, he's better. But Kawhi Leonard's is 102. So you telling me that
when does Kawhi Leonard play basketball?
No. The reason I brought it up because the era they play in is way more offense now. You know what I mean? So the defensive ratings are going to be much higher today than it was back then. Cause I was trying to figure out where, like, how can I look up who was a better defender? Because people were saying Allen Iverson is the better defender. And Iverson never locked up somebody. Like, he's too small. First of all, he's 6 foot.
So who did Steph? Never mind. We just went back and forth. Look, you see how you pulled me back into the conversation. I told you could say something about last night if he played last night. It don't matter,
you know what's funny? Blaze never asked my question though. I'm gonna
tell y'all this for everybody that's listening. This is the last debate that you will see me and Joe get heated about. I promise you, Dave. It's your turn. It's your turn. This is the third one. I'm counting. I want to have my moment. I'm gonna find something that gets you heated.
But Blaze won't ask my question though.
You gotta go to the chat for that.
Yeah, he never asked my question. See, people duck. They duck questions. They know it. Name a time Steph Curry melted. You keep saying you found before the finals. Because we're talking about him getting to the finals. That's it. Getting to the finals. That's all we saying. So. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button, no matter what you're listening to or watching it. Hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.